Brothers and sisters, saints and sinners, I am your favorite Rasta sister, Nicole, and we welcome you back to what the f again? We're about 2 weeks later, but we had music festival June the 23rd to the 25th, and it was a great festival this year. Of course, once humans involved, it wasn't without some kind of confusion. Remember the past episode when the committee complained about the use of the logo without permission, but using people's song without their permission or paying royalties? Well, it was ding-dong Bacchanal between them and the Eastern Caribbean Collective Organization for Music Rights, or ECHO. The young journalist girl, the one so Patches did feel he could rat up when all she asked was a question. She asked a question again at the first music festival press conference. She don't hear, boy. Gonna ask question again. Hear the question and the response.
I directed the question to Mr. Hobson and Mr. Henry. The last time we spoke at the walkthrough, my question was regarding the licenses for the music festival. Its licenses and stuff like that to host the music festival for the artists to make money. So I was wondering if that has been dealt with, because I know it hasn't been done for a few years.
No, every year we pay ECHO the license fee, so that's not an issue.
So ECHO responded.
During the St. Kitts Music Festival press conference held today, 23rd June 2022, at the St. Kitts Marriott Hotel, the chair of the Music Festival Committee, Mr. Damien Hobson, stated in response to the question regarding licensing, and I quote, "Every year we pay ECHO the license fee, so that is not an issue." Well, we wish to state that the St. Kitts Music Festival has not yet settled its balance for 2019 and has yet to conclude the licensing agreement for this year's event that starts this evening. And at the point of this statement or this interview with ZIZ, ECHO representatives have not yet been granted access to monitor this year's performances, which is the Music Festival of 2022.
Another journalist, another question. Here, Val Henry, head of marketing.
What is the current situation as it relates to the licensing issue with ECHO? They've issued a statement to the contrary of what Mr. Hobson said a couple of days ago.
ECHO wrote on the 24th of January 2020 asking for settlement of fees for 2019. All lawyers responded. But before that, on the 22nd of January, our lawyers wrote to ECHO indicating a number of things. One, asking for ECHO's legal standing in the country, indicating to ECHO that it is not registered with the Ministry of Finance, nor with the Inland Revenue Department, thus it has no legal standing in the country.
Well, friend, if the committee paid all these years and everything's set, why you need to pull these files if y'all paid for this year? According to Chairman Hobson, why you saying the ECHO illegitimate? Get the story straight, man. At the same press conference, the last one day, Val Mout confessed to them not paying royalties,
And I remember he's not with us anymore from the Temptations, the last leader that they had, Dennis, I think, his name is escaping me fully right now. And I remember the press conference was at the Fort Thomas Hotel, and he was like, when I asked, what so far surprises you? And he was like, they know this group, they know us. And in my mind I was saying, dude, your God's here. We know your music, we love your music. And then he said, I ain't getting no royalties.
Boy, I tell you. Just pay the people and for the music that you're playing, boy. That's all to it. Minister Wendy Phipps signaled government intention to pay. So we'll see how that one day go. Maybe the committee gonna hear when they get $1 million lawsuit from somebody. Then they gonna see how Bali play. Well, Jada Kingdom almost get she tail lock up for repeatedly cussing during she performance. It was good. People say Popcorn, Christopher, Berries, Destra, Nadia, Voice, and others were great. What do you mean? Meh. But his body look good now, you know. Body set like ice in a freezer. Hey. Sean Paul was good, a real joker though. Hey.
To smoke, whether it is cigarette or marijuana, in the thickness of the crowd, go under a tree somewhere by the fence and smoke if you must smoke. And I'm asking and calling on the police authority and the security authority to do your job. Check everybody coming in.
I have a question, sir.
Yes.
You said that the smoker should go under a tree. You can show me where the tree there? Cause just lighting up the room is a joke, sorry.
On a serious note, though, the committee should look into having multiple exits that are labeled. Imagine a festival with thousands and thousands of people and not one emergency promo, not one exit labeled, just like a plane, right? Bring on the air hostess and let she point me in the direction and show me where part the exit them be. No provision made to have an inclusive audience. No ASL translator, no Spanish, no French translator. Amen. Anyway, we gonna grow. I hope sooner rather than later.
2 hours later.
ECHO promised to respond and to provide the necessary information that was provided. To this date, they have not provided the information. I remind you that this goes back to 2020. We're now in 2022, approaching 2023.
White Sands Old School Fete was the 26th, and we people ain't disappoint. Beanie Man, Baby Shama, Alison Hines performed. Reviews of Beanie Man weren't the best. Elephant Man take the cake, but the lady nearly take him and rap.
Rock up, rock up, rock up, rock up. Pull up, 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 baby. What? Pull up, pull up.
So let we go now. This our eye really come here from. PLP has been campaigning strongly about new things that they recently implemented and what they're going to do, especially in health if re-elected. Health Minister Akila Boywan Nisbet say they got state-of-the-art equipment and so on in JNF Hospital. But Kyle Marshall and others have another story. Guess what happened? You guess what? New furniture and thing. Let's see what's going to happen to the watermarks and the medical ward now. Moving on. Recently, Pam and CCM going on about a jail that Uncle Timo building. Mind you, the 6 was fight too, is the same one Uncle Sean was talking about in the previous episode. Pam and CCM even hold a press conference and all. The prison is being funded by a private developer through the Citizenship by Investment program according to Uncle Timo and Jonelle. But Sean and Sheriff Mark on about it being funded by the government. We are genuinely unsure of the Sheriff and Uncle Sean's gripe with the project if it's not funded by the government. But we're going to see how that play out. Speaking of press conference, Uncle Timo held one last week and drop a bombshell. Uncle Spencer now in things too.
And Mark Brantley should know better. A member of the Mark Brantley's cabinet, Spencer Brand, is also a developer in the CBI program. And Spencer Brand project came to the cabinet, supported by the NIA, for us to give them shares. Is it that the government then is funding Spencer Brand project? I think it's about, what, $44 million US? Is it that the federal government will take up 109, nearly 120 million EC to fund Spencer Brand project? Or Spencer Brand will go around the world, find people, find interested people? So they understand how it works. They understand there's no cost to the government and the country, because right in their cabinet is a member participating in the program.
Uncle Spencer come to the public with a statement to explain what really happened.
The Prime Minister has given the impression and sought to mislead the nation that this is a project that was only being submitted and approved since I became a sitting minister of the NIA and since Mark Anthony Graham Brantley became the Premier of Nevis. This is the furthest thing from the truth. This was a development that had the approval of the NIA since the 12th of November 2014 and the federal government in principle since the 27th of November 2015. Approval for this project was granted from the NIA some 3 years before I became a sitting minister in the NIA, and from the federal government in principle some 2 years before I became an elected member in the NIA. In 2008, my wife and I purchased some 5 acres of land from a Dr. Eustace Huggins at Cox Heath Estate, St. John's Parish, Nevis, through a loan facility from the Bank of Nevis Limited. In subsequent years, I, in my capacity as an architect, sought to develop those lands. On the 12th of November 2014, in a letter under the hand of the Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Stedman Truss, from the Nevis Island government, headed at the time by the late Vance Winkworth Amory, responded to my application to develop those lands, and I quote, "Dear Mr. and Mrs. Brand, we are pleased to inform you that we have made a recommendation to the federal government that your project at Cox Heath be approved under the Economic Citizenship Program. Please note, however, that you will have to make formal application to the Sinkits Investment Agency, Skipper, for approval."
Dr. Janice Daniel Hatch, the same long-winded one from Skellig answer last episode, hit back with a call for the man resignation, buddy. Meanwhile, there was a march through town on Friday. Mostly Labour supporters, a handful of palm and one PLP person visible. And I guess former leader Douglas, instead of present leader Dr. Joe, taking Labour to government headquarters.
The former Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the man who will carry us to Church Street again. I bring to you your representative from number 6, Dr. Denzel Douglas.
Anyways, back across the waters to Nevis. Over the weekend was Mango Festival. There was mango eating competition, cocktail competitions. It seemed to be a great lime, eh? Point him no daughter shabaf. Why? I slap me now. That's a shab. Shab. There has not been a dull day or week in SKN, and this week probably won't be any different. Don't forget the clock is still ticking and the real bell ain't ring yet. So tune in next week, brothers and sisters, saints and sinners, to What If SKN? I am your host, your favorite Rasta sister, Nicolay, and I thank you.
Audio.